Hi, everybody. How's it going? I almost put my earbuds in, even though there's nobody here talking to me. It's gonna be a night. All right, let's see. Oh, I need to make my camera point down a little bit. Is that better? Ta-da! I'm here. How is everybody tonight? San Francisco, baby. Woo! I love me some Brock Purdy and a little bit of Kittle. Stay hungry. I don't know how many people be in here tonight. Big game is going on right now. Still in the second quarter. Very exciting. All right, I think I said hi to everybody already. I am not even looking at YouTube tonight. Keep getting the spinny thing on my TV and everything else, so I don't want a chance having too much stuff going on here. So how's everybody doing tonight? I figured tonight we would just hang out, could have a drinking game, because every time I say the word tonight, you take a sip. But I figured this evening, hey, we got Scott Johnson in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Figured we could just hang out and chat. I know a lot of people are probably looking at the game and that kind of stuff. And you just catch up on what everybody's been working on their layouts and that kind of stuff. Hey, Dwight Curley's in the house. I believe everyone refers to him as Tuna Head. Or is that 3 Dubs? I'm not sure. Oh, so 3 Dubs is Tuna Head. All right. Forgive me. Hey, Sparky's in the house. All right. Well, welcome, 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 everyone. I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I noticed that I believe it was Lynn McCurdy that won the Super Bowl cookie. It was the first one in this evening. So you get to share that with whoever you'd like. I don't know what flavor. You can pick it. Hey, Dave from DB Tech. Long ride back from Florida yesterday. Oh, so you guys were in Florida. Man, oh man. What is it? It's almost Valentine's Day. It's like half of the month is already just like, it's gone. It's crazy. Len says he spent yesterday and today sprucing up. Oh, I gotta go like this. Sprucing up the module for next weekend. Yeah, cookies. Yay, cookies. Everybody wants those cookies. And I can sit back down. Like up and then down. So far my work on my layout is I have half the wires run. I have 2 more sets of wires to run. Still don't know what I'm quite doing with that once I get them all run through the bottom of the table or underneath the table. And the hubby helped me today to get the bridges completely attached to the track. Oh, well, Sparky, I apologize, but my flashers are in another room. So could you just hit the thumbs up anyways? Or the thumbs down. Every show I put out there, there's always 1 thumbs down. So you could be the second one. Let's see. But yeah, I got the track finally worked out, I believe. With the bridges, that was kind of a tedious thing. But I've got that. So I probably have less than 3 feet to finish. And then I'm very nervous about my pullout to go into my layout, because that track is going to have to be, one side has to be cut with a Dremel tool. And I'm not very proficient with cutting track, no matter what I use. So I'm not really looking forward to that. But whatever. I might be able to run my layout with just 2 wires in total because of the square footage and where the wires would be placed. And based on the turnouts that I'm using, I can probably get away with it. But I decided I would go ahead and get all the wires in place and I can have them ready to go when I need to. So, oh, Sparky, come back. Look, Sparky, Mr. Nisi brought the flashers. So I'm going to hang them around my neck, but you can't see them. Flashers are still here. And my son is screaming about the game, and I have no idea what's going on.
10-0.
Well, I knew it was 10-0.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, paused right now. He's just yelling.
Stop yelling, you bum. And we have Tim CP368. Welcome. Oh, okay. I feel like it's a begrudging thing. Like, I'll stand up and give you the full effect. Okay. I'll do anything for a thumbs up. All right. I didn't say that out loud. I won't do anything for a thumbs up. Oh my goodness. So Anyhow, so where was I going with that? So yeah, I have approximately about 3 or 4 feet. Today I was actually, well, not today. Yesterday I was actually looking at the amount of real estate that my layout takes up in my house. I was wondering if it'd be better to do like a she shed. Oh, I'd love to say that 3 times, but I know I'd hose it up, so I can't. I was thinking perhaps a she shed would be the way to go, and then I could just put in a wait, before I get off talking. Oh, F&B, welcome. Wait, Deep Run said something. I completed the last 2 around the room layout boards on my layout today. Need to lay the track and stuff. I think the hardest part is the track and stuff. So tilted. I get so tilted. You can ask Mr. Nisi. I had the rail joiner tool, and I couldn't find it, and it's right there in front of me, and I can't see it. So that's 10 minutes of craziness, but whatever. So I was looking into a she shed to see what that would entail and if that would work. Hey Heath, welcome. Did y'all know that those suckers are 5,000 and above? Hey Lee, welcome. I mean, $5,000, and you are looking at under 120 square foot. Like, that's just amazing to me. And of course, being in Florida, I got to put hurricane straps and everything else on it because I don't want my railroad and the next door neighbors. So yeah, and then there's permits you have to pull. If it's under 120, you don't have to. If it's 120, you've got to, and that's a whole nother expense. So at the end of the day, I'm not getting a she shed, and I don't want it in the garage because of bugs and whatever. So that's not going to happen. So yeah, JD, right? I didn't know that. I don't know if I guess it's not something that I'm well schooled on, and I don't know. I figured she shed, he shed. Hey, Rodney. Yeah, say that fast 3 times. But I was kind of disappointed. And then, like I said, the hurricane straps and stuff, there's certain things that I've got to have being here in this state, and they don't provide that, which I get it, whatever. But it's another thing. And then I got excited because I found a shed that was $300. And yeah, you get what you pay for, right? No shock, Sherlock, because when I actually read the fine print, it was just the plans. $300 for a piece of paper. I'm not taking away from the person that made the plans, but I'm not shelling $300. I don't need plans for a she shed. It's 4 walls and up. So yeah, of course I say that, and I can't get track. Cutting track is not good, and sometimes you get it. I think the worst part for me for cutting track is the like if you just need a nib taken off of it, right? Not enough that you can just sand it. Too much for you to sand or use a file on. You've got to cut it. And goodness gracious, the strength of my hands to clip that and then also catch that little piece, because it's like ba-boing, ba-boing, ba-boing. So I'm really not a fan of cutting track. And also it seems like you measure 3,000 times and I still end up getting it short. It's either too long or too short. I can't seem to find the Goldilocks thing. So yeah, get a train shed, it's better. Yeah, the she shed would be the train shed. Shed, just a shed. And I'm not even talking anything fancy, right? So I use Dremel to cut track. But get a bench grinder. All right, so Nightly, take care. Where's that at? That's why I use a Dremel cut track. Yeah, see, I'm terrified of using the Dremel. Seems like it should be pretty straightforward, but I mean, you've got to go straight down and straight up, right? And I don't seem to have that capability. I don't know. Just any shortcomings are showing themselves in blaring obviousness. But yeah, and still, even if you cut it with a Dremel, you still got that little piece. Those pieces just like to just fly all over the place. So I get nervous because my turtle, I don't want her eating metal, so I get kind of nervous. It's got to go around with like a magnet and pick it all up. Whatever. So I am excited to be closer, but we'll see what happens. And then how many buildings do I have? Holy cow. So I don't have the water, the resin poured yet in the river, and have the bridges going across it, but those bridges are not coming back out. And again, when I did this whole thing, hey Robert, how's it going? Dremel makes it easy. Just go slow when cutting track, then use a file on it. I tried using a Dremel myself when I was trying to cut a piece of track a while back, and it seemed dangerous. Like, I'm glad that I have my glasses because it seemed a bit dangerous. So thankfully I only need to actively now cut the pull out on my layout, because one side I can just slide the rail joiners, and the way that the track and the gap of the pull out and the table is like chef's kiss. So I just have to cut one piece right here. And let's see, what are you saying? Always use safety glasses. Yeah, you're not kidding, Carol. You're not kidding. Whoops. Hey, Rusty, how's it going? 20 bucks cutters. Xuron track cutter, vertical track cutter. These vertical cutters are the best. All right. All right, I'll check that out. So I've been using something that's, they're like red handled. They're Xuron hand cutters, and I kind of use them for my sprues to cut some stuff off my sprues when I was doing the thing. And I know y'all said that you should use track cutters for track cutting, but I was like, what's the big deal? It's just plastic. And I just noticed, I think part of my problem is the blades have divots in them. So that could be, you don't need safety glasses, live on the edge. Robert, I am actually on the edge right now. Just gonna take a swan dive. Like, holy moly. And Ian's in here. Welcome, Ian. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, so I have to do that thing. I know I'm putting it off because I'm dreadfully nervous that something's going to go wrong with it. But yeah, I'm hoping that the 2 wires that I ran originally, I was smart though. I have labeled all the wires underneath as to what part they're coming from. So if I do need them or I need a certain section, I know where I'm pulling from. So at least I've got that much accomplished, but I don't know. Very little filing on the bottom. The side cutters I have a tough time with. Yeah, it seems like, so you have a straight piece of track, right? It's completely straight up and down. And then I use those Xuron cutters and come in here and cut it. The way it shows you how to do it, right? I do it, and then my track is like, the top of the track is longer, should I say, than the bottom piece of the track. So it's like at an angle. And I don't understand that. I can't figure that out. I really don't. You do not need safety glasses. Just close your eyes when using power tools. Power tools are fun. All right, everybody. Here's a PSA from Heath. Where did it go? That's what we should be doing. Safety glasses. No one needs them. Eek. The bad part with safety glasses, I can't put them over these glasses. Supposedly my glasses are rated for safety, but you know, I don't want to assume something. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll do it. If I screw it up, then I'll just redo it again and again and complain the entire time. But yeah, it's pretty much the deal with that. So I don't know. So is anybody else having a good time with their layouts? I tell you what. And I still have to solder the wires. I still have to do that. I got to look at a video before I solder, because I soldered the end scale at the top, and there's got to be an easier way. And I know there's cold solder and hot solder, and cold solder is bad. It's not as durable. So I want to make sure that I do it right. I mean, if you follow Heath's advice, you'd get blue smoke. It'd be like a little extra. Oh, we're sending Band-Aids. Everyone send Band-Aids to Heath. It's going to take more than Band-Aids for his eyeballs. Oh, I like it. Safety squints. That is too funny. Let's see. With Xuron cutters, make sure the flat edge of the cutter is toward the side you want to keep, and make sure that the side is vertical. Yeah, that's what I think I'm doing. So you're telling me that, and a lot of you guys have said this in the past, and I say I'm doing it. So I'm actually wondering, am I doing what I say I'm doing? I may think I'm doing it, and I'm not. I mean, because it's got to be the ID10T error, the idiot behind the cutters. All right, so I'm gonna have to pay more attention. I think I'm doing it, but perhaps I'm not lining it up properly. And that's the bottom part. The bottom part's supposed to be straight. Because that's the problem too, is that the cutter itself isn't straight. It's like it's this, and then it does like a little divot, like my little show and tell. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I told Mr. Nisi tonight, I really feel like a fraud because I'm watching a lot of you make extremely quick progress with your layouts, and you guys ask me how I'm doing, and I'm still stuck at first base. So I'm trying. I really am trying. And where's my sidekick tonight? Oh, he, I believe, is having a birthday dinner tonight. So everybody wish Rick happy B-Day. Yep, he is celebrating his birthday today. Let's see. Use a piece of scrap track to press. See, this is like, this should be like an auto. Like, I should like have come up with that on my own. Not me. No, I'm taking 3-foot sections of track and just trying to cut that crap. Literally need to practice. That's amazing. David, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at myself at the fact that that makes so much sense. And it's like, it should be a given, right? Okay, so I'm definitely doing that. Thank you. It's crazy to me how it's like a disconnect in here. I really don't know. I'm trying not to make it harder for myself, and yet I seem to continue to do that. Hold up the Xeron cutters and we can help guide you through how to cut straight with them. I have to go get them. All right, hang on. Let me go grab them. Don't do anything while I'm gone. Yeah, but I don't want them to get any more points on the board. Something needs to happen to Kelsey or Mahomes or something, because we need to win. All right, I'm back. All right, so I have this tracky poo. So would it be easier for me to hold it up here like this, or should I put the thing down on the table? Tell me what you think. Whew, I'm winded because I was trying to find these on the layout. James, you hold the handle above the track and it cuts the rail straight up and down nice and smooth. The trick to soldering is to heat the work, not the solder, and make the surfaces. Make sure. Robert, it's funny because you're the video that I have it saved on my my YouTube, and you're the one that I've watched before. So you're my go-to for soldering. So I'll be watching your video. I'm probably gonna put it on my phone and then have it like paused, doing it while I do it. So I think you have a loose nut behind your glass. Oh, 100%. I'm so like, yeah. There's no denying the nuttiness behind the glasses. It's not my fault. I'm just a nut job. All right, let's see. Ooh, all right, let's see. Oh, either the surface, because the surface is not cleaned, or the tip isn't tinned properly. Okay, Sparky says on the table. Table, if you have a camera on the table. You can use flux. Yeah, I've got the flux. I definitely use the flux. I did good soldering on, like my solder is solid on the N-scale track. It's just been a while, and I was nervous about doing it. So I decided this time when I do it, I'm going to pull up Robert's how-to video and just watch it a couple times, then go out there and then do whatever. But definitely no flux. Yeah, I'm using flux. You know, whatever works. Get the Kester 186. Oh, I will have to look and see what I have. I think it just had the solder that came with the machines. And don't ask me what it is because I can't tell you what the name of it is because I can't think off the top of my head. However, if you say it in chat, I probably would be like, yes or no, that's it. Whatever the thing is that I have is the brand that my dad used on his job. And he swore by it. And I've got like the pin one. So it's just a little War-Arm Bandit. And then I got that big giant one that I haven't even used yet. Make sure it's not acid core solder. Nope, it is not. It's a specific name, and I have it for wiring. So there's no acid in it at all. Yep. Tixon. Maybe that's my problem. My flux is 25 years old. Can flux get old? I didn't know that was a thing. All right, here we go. So I have to figure out how to get to my camera. All right, move my phone out of the way. Is that too much light? Let's see. Gotta turn off some lights. All right, so this track I'm going to use because as you can see, it's got bushes and stuff on it. I had done, before I had a running in-scale train up on the top two corners of my layout, my HO layout, I actually had a diorama up there and I had a train sitting up there. So I did a broken down railroad, and for the bridge, the end of the track was broken and had fallen down, so it was like a crash. So anyways, I washed off most of the track because it's just that, glue, the Elmer's glue. So, all right, so I got my track. Is the lighting all right? I feel like if I put this light back on, it's going to be too bright. But I guess, oh, maybe if I do that. I'm so pale. Put the track on the table so the ties are vertical so one rail is closer to the camera. Like this. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Steve. Where is Rick? Rick is celebrating his birthday. The tree got another ring. I shouldn't have said that. It's terrible. See, James Cole never used it, but I know it used to be used for copper piping. Okay, I'm lost in that conversation. Okay, so I'm holding the track properly. I feel like I'm performing like major surgery here. 14.2 house wire for a bus. Speaking of tool. Oh, I didn't even pick up on what Heath actually said. Like, I just missed the whole joke. Yeah. Which side of the cutter do you want to keep? What do you mean, which side of the cutter do I want to keep? So, when I'm holding it, where am I at? You can't even see. So when I'm holding it, see how it's not straight up and down? And so my problem is keeping that straight. So I would want, if I'm going to cut this, we'll say that this is the side of track that I want to cut this piece away and get rid of it. So this is the side going this direction that I want to be smooth. So I'm thinking that I just go in with this sucker and I'm cutting like that. Micromark solder has flux in it. That's why I don't use extra flux. Never tried that. You want the tip of the cutter perpendicular to the railroad. The way I'm doing it, right? The tip, I feel like I don't have enough pressure. Maybe that's the problem, is with my arthritis and other issues, I have to do full hand on this thing, and I feel like I'm fighting it. All right, I'm just going to cut it, see what I get. Oh, that just hurts. Yeah, see, I don't have, and if I do that, that thing's going to go flying. Maybe they're just dull. That should work if, when you squeeze, you do not move the pliers. All right. And it's just the tip of it. It's not the whole, ow. Yeah, see, that's horrible. That's a whole lot of filing going on right there. All right, let me try this side. Ow. Yeah, when you look at that, that is no bueno. It's like it just completely mangles the track. So if you don't have the strength, the Dremel, Dremel may be better. It's all about keeping the angle with the dangle. Hey, Ray. You'll have to do some. Yeah, I know in the past, it's like a hit or miss with me. Sometimes I can cut it real good and other times I can't. And the problem is I just don't have it. And I'm ambidextrous and I don't have it for either. I can't. It's like I'm just not enough power and then I mangle it. I know that I do some filing on the ends. When I wanted to put the insulators on, I had to do that then too. All right, so I'm not necessarily holding it wrong. That's good to know. It's just that it's a combination of strength issue and there do seem to be some divots. I wonder if I can just sharpen this back up. Maybe that's another issue as well. So a Dremel, yeah, I don't want to get hurt with the Dremel, and I felt like the first time I used it, it was a show. It wasn't good. All right, what is Mike saying? Gaps are needed for expansion. I do have some gaps. I realize you guys have pointed out that kind of puts the clickety-clack in the track, so it's not into the world, as long as it's not too big. I know it's not a popular position, but those are side cutters, and one side of the cutter sharp edge needs to be on the top of the rail and the bottom of the rail. Those are side cutters. I thought side cutters were for, I thought you did it this way for HO and you did it this way for N scale. Because when I did it that way for N scale, it worked great. I could do it all day long on N scale. But when it comes to HO scale, it's like I'm on a different planet. All right, let's see what everybody's saying. Real artist. Hello, real artist. Atlas makes a track saw which cuts cleanly and quickly. And there's another situation. So I don't have it here. I have a little mini metal miter saw thingy-mabobber, and I have a yellow one, a giant one. And I tried using the miter saw to cut some of my, whatever these things are called, these wood things. And that thing was rocking or rolling, and it was hopping, trying to cut the wood, and I made a mess of it. Because again, I don't think I have, it's my hands. I don't have the strength to hold it. Your cutting tool, turn your cutting tool the way you are holding it is for, turn your cutting tool the way you are holding it is for N scale. So this way is for N scale, and that's for HO, right? May I ask you again, are you doing a peanut butter lid for the contest? Actually, I have a peanut butter lid around here somewhere, but I haven't had the time. Oh, my peanut butter lid's over there. I haven't had a time. Ray, they're track cutters. They're actually, they came in the package. The Xuron package actually says on it track cutters. Because I had something that was similar to this that I use in my scrapbooking. And I thought, oh, I don't need to buy it. I already have that. And then I quickly found out, nope, that is not the same thing. So these are definitely track cutters. Let's see. So I'm interested in doing it, but I don't know. I haven't been in the Women of Model Railroading Zoom meetings for forever. And I have missed, what is it called? Mini Prince lives for the last bunch of months. I have no idea when the next one's due. So I do have a lid over here. I just haven't had a chance to see if if it's too late or if I even have what I need. Has a huge gap between the ears. Jeez Louise. I mean, who needs enemies when you got friends like Heath? He's just spouting facts. Good gravy. It's a tough night, I'm telling you what. See, Tammy's the same way. I'm not do well with the Dremel. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just have Mr. Nisi do the cutting. He's got a calm hand, and maybe I'll just have him do it. Hex saw with a metal blade. Yeah, but see, well, I don't want to do that because then it's like obscene. But um, I can't. I think it's Dremel's. It's either I get a new pair of these and see if I just hose them up by using them on sprues and everything else, or I go with the Dremel because I used, for an example, I drilled a few holes on my layout on the top part through foam and through the plywood for my wire, and I paid for that for a few days. A lot of discomfort from that. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 15. So I don't want to start adding more to that. Good night, F&B. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Rodney says he's the same track cutter. Yeah. Hola, Tomas. ¿Qué tal? Yeah, that's why I was asking. I think part of the problem is me. It could be a lack of strength. Could be that they're just dull. Maybe I could sharpen them. I don't know if that's a possibility or if there's a specific, if I would maintain the angle. I don't know. Because I know just with cooking, you've got a really nice knife, but if it doesn't have a sharp edge on it, you'll be hacking at that meat all day long. You get that knife sharp, it's safer, and you can cut through frozen chicken breasts like 3 inches wide and not have a problem. So I'm wondering if it's just dull. Excuse me, have that phlegm. I missed it. Oh, yeah. So sweet. So nice. So tender. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Oh, no. Jeez Louise. Well, there's nothing tender about me. I'm pretty out there. All right, let's see. I use the flex extension with the Dremel so I can get the head of the tool closer to the track. Use the handheld part. It is too big and too hard to get a straight cut. Flex extension. I feel like I had that. Or my dad has it with his Dremel. Might have to snag it. I feel like we just used that on something the other day, or tried to. Talk about wheels, flat side toward the side you keep, then file smooth. Yeah, that's what I know. So basically I have to hold it like that. All right. It's just weird because as I'm talking, I realized I had no problem cutting in-scale track. No problem cutting the in-scale track. All day long, I didn't even have to file it. It was like smooth as butter. And then I get to the HO, but hey, N-scale and HO scale are completely different. Completely different. Better to have 2 flush cutters, one for plastic and one for metal. Same with files. Yeah, I picked up more of the, hey, Ray. I've picked up more of the needle files, so I've got plenty to go around. All right, so the vertical cutter, track cutter, 2175M. All right, I'm going to write this down. Let's see, 2175M track cutter, vertical. And that's Xuron as well, right? All right, so I got that written down. We'll see what I can come up with that. David says he's never thought about using that. That would work better. All right. I have an angle head attachment. Oh, now we're getting like really into all kinds of attachments. I got to go. My upgraded setup is not liking live streams. I need to look into that. Take care, Edward. Let's see. He says James would do as well, but I find the flex to have more control. Okay. try a Canadian dental company. Can you just buy tools from dental companies? Don't you have to be like a licensed something or other? I will. All right. Heath, I have cordless flex Ryobi. James is going to talk to his dentist. Hey, doc, can you hook me up? Yep, holding it straight is hard. HO track is a lot more melanin scale. Yeah, it's funny that I didn't even think about that. It's like talking through it, then I'm starting to realize that may be the problem. I just don't have the strength to get through it. Dave BNSF says it's skinnier and allows straight cuts. All right. There's a tool by MLR called HO Track Toolset that has a track cutting guide in it. Tool number, blah, blah, blah. Then use an X-Acto saw to cut the track. I think Caboose Stop Hobbies might have them. All right. All right. I'll end up coming back in here and taking a bunch of notes. Sprue cutters for part trees, track cutters for... Yeah, I learned the hard way, you know. Even though you can tell somebody something 20 times until they screw it up on their own, then they finally pay attention. That would be this. Every time you're on, I get an idea for a video. I will make one tomorrow how I use the cutters. Sweet. Wait a minute. Every time I'm on, Mike's like, you know, I need to do a video. I don't know quite what I should do. Ho hum, what will I do next? Oh, I know. Watch Niecy and see how much she can screw up. Then I'll just pick one of those things. I'm glad I can help. No, I'm just picking on you. Actually, yeah, go ahead. That would actually be a good idea, because I can't be the only one that is confused by it. Even the fact that you hold them one way for N, a different way for H. Oh, I mean, Tim D, here's a link to the tool you're recommending. Oh, sweet. Heath is on it. Let's see. You and Mr. Niecy should make the trip to Springfield sometime. That is our goal. Actually, our goal is to just be in Massachusetts. That is Mr. Niecy's home. That's where he's from, basically. Not Springfield itself, but Massachusetts. So that has been our goal for a while. But it just seems like life. And I'm like up to here with life right now. I'm just like, I really just don't know. I mean, the world is just so bitter, and everywhere you go, everybody's so angry, and everything is so stressful. And, you know, you get hit with 80,000 things just in an hour, and you think you got it all worked out, and you're finally taking a deep breath. And then for me, I get a text, and my whole day just went from everything's finally going to be okay to what? And then it just starts all over again. And I'm just like, I mean, how many times can you beat people down? And finally, people are just going to be like, it's just coming out in our attitudes and the way people drive and the way people are at the store and the restaurant. You know, it's just, I don't know. I really, really don't know. And not to get on a rant or a soapbox, but I'm just... Honestly, I need a vacation. Mr. Niecy we need a vacation. And I don't even think there's a destination on this planet that would be far enough away. I mean, I really need, I don't know, maybe the first people on Mars. I don't know. Because my God, it's 24 frickin' 7, and it just never seems to stop. And I don't think that helps me working on my layout and simple things like these things. You know, a normal reaction to something like that is just gonna be like, all right, I'll figure it out. And now I'm getting to the point where it's just a massive roadblock. So that's why I come to you guys to try to like figure it out, because it's really crazy. But we would love to go up there. We've been trying to plan to go up there, and I don't know. I know they say, you know, it's what your priorities are, and I gotta say that doesn't work for every instance, because my priority is to catch a break at this point, and I can't. My camera's like, enough of you, stop talking. My camera's like, had enough. Yeah, there's not enough hours in a day to solve all the problems, and there's just not enough of anything. So that's why you do see things that are like look like dental tools for like cleaning and stuff like that. But as far as like the one he was talking about earlier, I didn't know if and I don't know where that went. I clicked on something, but I don't know. All right, Tim D, where are you at, Tim D? Yeah. All right, let's click on some bill. Yeah, it's been tough, and I feel like you just keep. What did I tell my son the other day? That whole thing about when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I'm personally at the point that life has given me so many lemons lately that I'm just gonna start throwing the lemons. Screw the lemonade. I'm just like, how much more? How much more? It's like, how many of us are running around with like Atlas, where we're like holding the world on one shoulder? Like, how many of us? Seriously, I mean, we're all walking around and we're all just beat down, and it's I don't know. Like, when's it gonna give? Just basic stuff that you think you can count on and you think are gonna go a certain way, and then out of I don't know, left field somewhere, you just get slapped upside the head, and then the person that just hit you with that information just looks at you, and their last word to you is, "Well, be prepared." There's so many hand gestures right now I'd like to use. There are so many words I'd like to say. And yeah, I don't know. I really just don't know anymore. I was trying to cut my turnout motor wire. I knew it would not work, but I had an older pair I was going to sacrifice. Yep, everyone's correct. Doesn't work. Yep. But we got to try, right? Hey, Rick, welcome. Happy birthday. So we got a new. Ooh, Damien, welcome. Sounded like. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like none of us know. And don't you feel alone? Like Ray, like all of us in here, don't you absolutely feel alone? Like you could be in a crowded room of people and you're alone. Absolutely 120% alone, because most of the stuff you're not gonna, none of us are gonna like lay it out on the table unless you're, crazy, right? You're not gonna really just lay it out there and tell your personal whatever. And so you're just this walking statue, just trying to like, some days it's like you're literally in here saying left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, and you're just trying to breathe. And I don't know. So I pray for everyone, because my goodness, what is happening? No politics, no nothing, just quite literally life in general, just everything that is going on is just, it's insane. And my computer said something weird. Thank you, Mr. Computer. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I've not heard good things about that. I'm heard some things. I'm a little nervous about that. Oh no, Rodney says he blames Heath. Hashtag blame Heath. Yeah, no. My phone's blowing up, my wrist is blowing up, and my computer keeps doing this thing, which is kind of funny. What is this? Still have the old one, Heath. Still use it occasionally. I missed in the chat. Let's see. It's really not. I'd love to go to Antarctica. I watched, I'm all about nature channels and, well, not so much. I'm into documentaries, and I'm really interested in people. I think people are really interesting. And I really just, different cultures and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I have this resting face, so I don't look like a very friendly person. So, but I'm really interested in people. I think it's really interesting, lifestyles and just in general cultures and that kind of stuff. But I just saw a thing on Antarctica. I would love to go there. I'm hot all the time. I'm always in shorts and a t-shirt or a tank top or whatever. My husband's wearing 50 layers of clothes, and he's from Massachusetts, born and raised. So, and I'm a born and raised Florida girl. So yeah, no, Antarctica is not far enough away. And I don't even think like a week would be long enough. I really don't. I'm when you have so much on your plate and like if something happens in general and you're like you get upset with it or you're upset or you're frustrated or whatever, you get frustrated and you move on. But when you have so much that's piled on and you're now at this level of just fight flight mode, when a frog croaks out your window, that is just like I said to my husband, it's like a soda can. You have to crack it and it just there's yeah, I don't know. I really don't. You should vacation in Florida. You made me say the F word. I hope no one heard it. Yeah, I should. I should literally. I hear it's a great place to live. It's fantastic. The drivers are fantastic. The highways are fantastic. I mean, it's just bumper to bumper traffic. Sounds like a great time. It's hotter and oh my goodness. Yeah, it's great. I should go. I should go there. I hear it's fantastic and very inexpensive too. I tell you, it's kind of funny when we go to Disney, which I've been there in years. When you go somewhere, some touristy spot, and you see these people that are coming in with their family of 4 or 5, 6, whatever, and they're out of state, and they've paid thousands of dollars to stay where they're staying, and all the meals they got to pay for, and the flight, and all that stuff, and transportation, and renting a car, all that. I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, and I live here. Yeesh. Let's see. What is this? We need to start a YouTuber model railroad fight club. Nobody talks about Fight Club, Thomas. Shh. Nobody talks about it. It'll be like a Street Fighter kind of situation, like, and fight. Oh my gosh. What did David say first? No, especially the dog won't do on a plane. Yeah, I'd be nervous putting him on the thing. I hear that it is like Disney World 24/7 in Florida. Yes, it's 20. The whole state of Florida is Disney World. And apparently, when I go out of state and somebody finds out that I'm from New York, the first thing they say to me is, "Oh, I have a blah 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 that lives in Florida. Do you know him?" "Oh yes, honey. I know every freaking person who lives in the state of Florida. Everybody that lives here. We're all. It's like a big shindig down here. We're just all hanging out. I know them all. Of course I do. Of course I do. It's always my favorite. Mar-a-Lago is nice, I hear. It's a beautiful place. I got to tell you, it is a beautiful place. I would never want to take our dog on a plane. Yeah, that I would feel horrible for that poor animal. I mean, the pets that I've had, like I this is stressful. We flew to Florida, then cruised the Caribbean 11 days, flew home, and 2 days later flew to Argentina. I know, I saw it. That was amazing. And it was right. I had just watched that documentary on Antarctica and the ship and them clearing the ice and all that kind of stuff for the Coast Guard cutter that breaks the ice for the, what do you call it, the supply ship to come in and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's got to be a bucket list trip, right? Like it must be absolutely amazing. I was so happy and excited to see that you guys were really having a good time and enjoying it. Still like some rocky days on the boat, but based on the documentary, I knew that was going to be something. So it seems like a crazy, crazy, wonderful, fun place to go and visit and say you've done because it's like a once in a lifetime. May go visit my daughter in Fort Myers during Easter. Hopefully the weather stays the same. When we have the rain and then the cold weather comes in, and it gets down to like 45 degrees. It's beautiful out. I absolutely live for that because I hate running my air conditioner and we do not put heat on in this house. No way. I think it's ridiculous. Use a blanket. I don't know. Nathan said something. Have you been on Brightline or Amtrak? And what part of Florida do you live in? I believe my grandparents live in Venice. So your grandparents are south of me. I live in the Tampa Bay area. And no, I have not made it to the Brightline. The Brightline is very close to me now because it's come right up the thing and it's now working towards Orlando, if I have my information correct. Amtrak, I haven't been on it. My parents have been on it. My grandparents have done it. the auto train going to and from New York. So I have not had a chance. You see the Amtrak, the schedule now is it's what, 2 days a week, I believe, that it comes here before it goes to Sanford, because usually it's Sanford. It usually comes into Tampa, I believe, twice a week now. I used to see it all the time when I was out and about on the road, but I have not been on it. I would love to. I think I've said it before. Forgive me if I repeat myself, but I believe I found out for like $15 I could ride Amtrak from here and take it to Orlando or Sanford and then come back for like $15. And I would like to do that. But again, too much on my plate, not enough time. Let's see. Going backwards. Daughter, been on Brightline. 49ers just intercepted. Yeah, baby. 49ers. I have been a 49ers fan for a very, very long time. I am not a fair-weathered fan at all. So I love them. Whew, let's see. It's funny. Everyone I know in Florida lives in or near Tampa. It's a great place to be. See what a split rock. Oh, split rocks things moving around. I get that on the road. People ask, do you know so-and-so? And he works for the railroad. Yep. I know everybody out here. I know what time they scratch their butt. I know when they pick their nose. You know, I don't know. I think people just get excited because they're like, oh, you live there or you work there? Can you take an animal on a train for Amtrak? I know service animals. After that, I have no idea. Do you know blah, blah, blah? They live in New York. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I haven't heard it go that direction, though, because most of my family's from New York. Like half my family is from New York. And it's funny because I've never heard them get asked that question. I've never, ever. And it's nice to know that it does happen the other way. San Francisco just picked off Mahomes. Woo, baby! That's what I'm talking about. Mahomes is a great player, though. I don't want to disrespect the man. I mean, he is a phenomenal player, but he's not on my team, so I want him to lose. I want him to lose bad. Just saying. Let's see. No, not New York City, just New York. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. LOL Heath. That's too funny. What is this? Go Sports Ball. Go Sports Ball. What is this? There are icebreakers in Florida? No, I was talking about there's a Coast Guard ship. I guess the way that I understood the show, the documentary, was that there is one Coast Guard cutter that is in charge of cutting the ice for the delivery ships, the cargo ships, to deliver in Antarctica. And they have 2 weeks to get the ice thing cut, and then they have to, after they cut the ice for the ship, then they have to lead the ship in and then make sure that none of that ice gets into cuts their ship. Because I guess the way the Coast Guard cutter ship is a rounded, is that right? And their ship is more pointy, so the pointy would be worse going through the ice. It was opposite of what I thought it would be. And Nathan, if I didn't say hi, I'm sorry. I get off on a tangent. Green Bay superfan Tom Grossi is fan of the year. What is this? I've been using my air conditioner for a lot. We have two because, my layout for one, and for food stuff, I don't want stuff melting. And the humidity, the moisture, the way my house sits, it's just bakes the backside of my house with the sun. So I have had the air conditioner on. It's set at 79 or something because I don't really just hate it. As soon as we get the next storms and stuff coming through tomorrow and Tuesday, the windows are back open and I'm airing everything out. It's just beautiful. You get the ceiling fans going and it's 60 something degrees outside and you're just beautiful. You can't sweat even if you tried. I love it. There are icebreakers in Florida. They break the ice and then put it in your drink. That's a good one. I didn't think about that. And we have cliffs in Florida. I mean, I saw that with my own eyeballs when I went to the Central Florida Model Railroading Museum a couple months ago. Take the Amtrak to New York. Come visit. Oh man, I'd love to go to upstate New York. I've never been to New York City. You know that? It's funny. Driven up to New York so many bazillions of times, and we never went through New York City. I've only seen the Statue of Liberty from an airplane. I've never been in the city. I mentioned it one time when I was up there, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not driving into the city." So I wonder if it's like Boston, because Boston was hair raising and craziness. So I'd love to go to New York City. It's kind of people-y. Just saying. I see that Dave VSF. I seen that. Tom is a great guy. Raised like 500,000. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's a lot of money. Hey, Russ, welcome. I always say, yes, I know him. He's really old. Wow, Thomas, that's fantastic. Oh, yeah, I know him. He's really old. That's great. Oh, yeah. Oh, upstate New York, I swear, that is just beautiful. And I'm not talking Finger Lakes. I'm talking the foothills of the Adirondacks. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I just love all the cornfields and stuff up there. One of my cousins lives in an old schoolhouse. It's gorgeous. The only thing I don't recommend, because I'm a flatlander, is riding horses, because you get on those hills, you feel like you're coming off the horse. And what is it, Whiteface? Been up Whiteface Mountain. It's funny, when I was a little kid, you have an elevator you can go up and down, but we always do the side of the mountain going up and the elevator down. And it was funny because when I was younger, I walked right up the side of it with no problem. And then the last time I was up it, I was, older. And I don't know, but I basically went up like on all fours, because it's like afraid of heights, the whole thing. I looked like an absolute idiot by the time I got up to the top of it. But I like Bald Mountain and all that stuff up there. I just love it. If I could get a cabin, I can't even think of any of the lakes right now. If I could get a cabin on one of the lakes up there and just not even fish, just put my feet in the water and sit on the edge of a dock, that would be amazing. All the fireflies and stuff up there. I just miss being up at camp and sitting around the campfire, and you're doing the marshmallows, you have a beer, and just chit-chatting, and it's just gorgeous. And the wild strawberries on the low-lying shrubbery and stuff, it's just absolutely beautiful. I would love to go back up. Did all 30 stadiums in June raise money? That I don't know. I would imagine. PA for the cheaper property taxes. Pennsylvania's pretty too. Or the people in Western PA who live 20 miles from the New York state line, and when you say New York, they assume New York City. See, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I never. New York City is there, but for me, it's all about the upstate. Doo-doo-doo. Is that Thomas Grassi? Icebreakers are actually blunt on the front, use ballast to break heavy ice by shifting the ballast from aft to bow. So I'm right. So it was that rounded thing, and the cargo ship, the front is pointy, and apparently that's bad. So for ice, anyways. I didn't realize that. I thought it would be the opposite, but learned something new. Dave says it's the wrong Thomas Heath. Rodney says he's been there and he's never going back. Where have you been? Hey, my life's tracks. I drove to New York City once, never again. I got there at 9, and it felt like I drove into the Batman movie. You were in Gotham. You were in a real life Gotham. Just seems like gridlock. I don't know. If I want gridlock, I can go down here to I-4 and get into Malfunction Junction. And Malfunction Junction's been that way with the I-4 275 corridor is Malfunction Junction, and it is an absolute cluster. Well, you know what I'm saying. And that was that way 40 years ago, 50 years ago. It's just, I don't want to knowingly put myself in a traffic jam. Had to deliver to Long Island with a 53-foot semi-trailer. I was afraid I'd hit a car parked right on the corner where I had to turn. Cop told me to run it over if I had to. Cleared by a half inch. Oh yeah, they tell you that, but then then you lose your license and your company's mad. It's a great thing. She needs to get to Sparky Meet and Greet and sit around a campfire. Yeah, I really do. I'd love to come up there and hang out with you guys. I really would. But then I think this might just be too much for everybody. Y'all might be like, why did we invite her? She needs to get, oh, I just said that, sorry. See, I'm already losing my place. I'm looking at acreage in Jay, New York near Whiteface. Oh man, Whiteface is just, it's beautiful up there. It's beautiful. It's funny because, what was it, the 80 Olympics was up there. And I was an idiot. I was a kid. And is it the, I don't know what it is, the toboggan race or the bobsled race or something like that? Because you got the giant, for the ski things, you got those things, and then there's that thing that the people are on the little thingy and they go like that. Does that make any sense? And I just saw this thing, and I was a kid, my mom wasn't paying attention, and I climbed into it. They were practicing on the ski jump things, which is cool because in the summertime they put this like turf on it so they can still slide down it because there's no ice. So everybody's watching that, and I saw that, so I got into it, and I'm just like rolling around in this concrete thing, and it's like a playground. My mom looks over and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And of course, I had to get out of there pretty fast. And then when she told me what it was, if they had had any way to come down there, which in retrospect now there was no ice, so they couldn't, and there was no turf on it, I would have been not here today. So. Oh yeah, upstate. I'd like to go to New York City. There's like a lot of places I would like to go, but I would like to do it Star Trek style, where they're like an observatory team and nobody knows they're there. they're like behind this like screen, so it just looks like the side of a rock. And I would like to like go here. I would like to get beamed here and then be for a short minute and then get beamed there and be there for a short minute. Like I'd like to see the sights, but I don't want to linger. So I'm ready for the Star Trek time. The Finger Lakes are beautiful. I will give you that. My problem with the Finger Lakes was that the last time I was up there, my uncle drove every frickin' one of them. So just picture, just dry. It's the circumference of every lake. It's like after the third one, you're just like, what are we doing? There goes my camera again. So yeah, it is beautiful up there. It would be cool to have one of the little cottages that's on the lake. That would be really neat. Be able to go out there and do some ice fishing and stuff like that. Like that would be neat. But I think they close up in the winter, but that would be cool. Tim says he was there in 2008. Yep. My grandparents are hoping to have me in Florida again someday, but I hope to take Amtrak soon because it feels like a pain to go through airport security. You just can't wait. You got to get there a few hours before your flight. And you just got to know you're going to have to take your shoes off. You're going to take your belt off. You have to put all your stuff in a thing. I mean, any more travel is just, it's inconvenient. But if you really want to go somewhere, then. Ray says, are the foothills just below the Ingletown? Yeah, and it's knee deep. I went to the moon to see if it was made out of cheese, and it's not. Good night, moon. Jesus. Lots of snow up in New York. Yeah, especially when you get the lake effects and you get all that coming across. It's crazy, the weather up there. Absolutely crazy. You can shovel the stuff, and then like a couple hours later, you're shoveling again. And it's like insane. And I also learned from experience that if you don't know where you're at, do not walk through snow just because it's there, because you don't know what's under the snow. And with your weight, you will sink into the snow, and then you could perhaps have a problem with what's under the snow that you can't see. Tim says you have to be at next year's meet and greet because I will be there. Can't have only one new attendee. I'd love to. I would absolutely love to. I think it would be so much fun. But I don't know. Right now, everything just seems impossible. And I know that it's not like in here, but in the heart, it just feels like everything's just out of reach right now. So I would love to. Or maybe people might think of you differently in a good way for you to meet and greet. Yeah, true. Do we have no snow and we have no snow and have it for 2 weeks or longer? Oh wow, man! I always remember when it would snow up in St. Louis. So you wish for snow on Christmas, and of course, what are the chances, right? And then Christmas Eve, you like go to bed, and it's so quiet, and it's so, I don't know. And you open the window at midnight, and the snow's coming down, and it's so pretty, and it's so clean, and then sledding and stuff in it. Yeah. Sounds fun the Star Trek way. Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't want to get like, go to New Delhi and get Delhi belly or something like that. Like, I just want to. John says he fell asleep. Welcome, John. If you've been here the whole time and you fell asleep, welcome again. Yeah, like Split Rock is pay extra and get the pre-check, and then you just bypass all that. Good night, John. Take care. So it was 61 yesterday. I love it. Once it gets above like 72, I'm starting to sweat, and yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. So all the snow is melted here in central Wisconsin. Hey, do you know blah 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 in Wisconsin? I've got family that lives in Wisconsin. They live just outside of Green Bay, I think. I don't know enough about Wisconsin to even like give you a town, but have you done Tom trains? Have you? Funny thing is, I have not actually met him, but there was the last train show that was just, when I say around the corner, I'm talking like a couple miles from me, that he went to, and we probably were like elbow to elbow, and I didn't realize it till after that he was even there. So no, I have not met him. He lives pretty close too. Dave says he's west of Green Bay. Yeah, I'd love to go to Green Bay because you've got the tulips right up there, and there's the again touristy, right? The Christmas Bronner's, I believe, is up there, and there's some cooking things that are up there that I would like to do. I get some of the magazines. I would love to go to Wisconsin. I think it would be neat. My Wisconsin family comes down here to Disney all the time. James says there's no snow in Canada. A lot of dirt tracks in Florida. Do you know any of them? No. East Bay Raceway, it might be one of them. That's just a little bit south of me. John says it's 80 in his house. Do you have the air conditioner on or the heat? I've gotten to the point now where I'm trying to save money, so I keep my air conditioner like 79. And if we have to put the heat on because we had a freeze warning, I don't know, a few weeks ago, we did put the heat on, but we set it for like 60. It was so ridiculous. 62, 63. It never came on. It stayed warm in my house. It's pretty insulated. John says, go Packers. The pack is back, baby. Not tonight, but they're back. Binghamton, New York is supposed to get hammered with snow on Tuesday. Is there an airport in Binghamton? I feel like my family, we've flown out of Binghamton. Why is Binghamton? It sounds really familiar. Is that close to Pennsylvania? I feel like that's a thing. Carl says it's 48 and cloudy in Northwest Oregon. There are certain busy places in Florida that you have to avoid if you want to avoid traffic, no matter where you go. The one thing that I like about Florida that drives me nuts with certain states is that at least here, like if someone says, how far away is that? You're like, oh, it's 10 minutes as the crow flies. Well, down here, that doesn't make sense to use that because it is literally, if you want to go from point A to point B, it's a straight line. There's not much turns. But you get up where you got mountains and hills and stuff like that, and you're doing these windy roads. So a 10-minute trip here turns into a half an hour, 45-minute trip up there. That's one thing that drives me nuts. There's like no cut through because the lay of the land, it's impossible to do it. Oh, you got the heat up at 80? Holy moly schmoly. I'd be like, so I was right, East Bay Raceway. Yep, that's just south of me. Oh, Orlando. OBT is not a good place to be. Orange Blossom Trail. Oh, bad things happen there. Yes, there's an airport in Binghamton. So I've probably flown in and out of there. I know my mom has. Yes, because I thought it was near Pennsylvania because when you get off the auto train, you go to Binghamton and then they go up. Okay. They always end up in Binghamton. Their goal is to get up past Utica. There are busy traffic areas in all states. You are not kidding, my friend. You are not kidding. It's okay if the curve flies that day. Looks it's flying. John says he's wrapped up in a blanket. Are you feeling okay? Because like 80 degrees and a blanket, I would be. Oh. I mean, it's just me, but. Do you mean the Packers? That part of a sport or something else? Green Bay Packers are a football team. They're called the Cheeseheads. So some of them have like a giant foam Swiss cheese hat that they wear at the game. Rat. Whoo, doggy. Yeah, I can't. I need to be able to breathe. Sheesh. Oh, you are sick. Oh, I hope you feel better. I really do, because that stinks. There's nothing about being unwell that is good. So, anyways, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. So I'm still trying. I quit my layout 12 times a day. I quit it multiple times today. It does make you feel like you're a fraud, and there's no other way to say that. So some fans wear the cheese heads. Yeah, they do. You see, you want to go to Utica, the Amtrak station there is amazing. It's the old New York Central station. Yeah, I've got lots and lots of pictures of that station, actually. Spent a lot of time in Utica, actually. Yeah, my uncle actually worked in the museum there, and they had some train stuff in there. It was like a children's museum or something like that. Let's see. Oh, John says he's not sick. I'm sorry, John. I'm putting words in your mouth. What can I tell you? Are you coming to the Reading, Pennsylvania, third week of May? I wish. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to make that. I wish. Guy that invented those made a fortune. What did he invent? The cheeseheads? Down here, we had for when the Bucks changed, the new owners came in. They built a new stadium, which we built because our friggin' tax dollars. I love how that happens. They built the new stadium. They changed the uniform colors and all that kind of stuff. And they made these foam hats that were pirate ships. And that was a big deal. I still have one of them. Wearing that in the hot sun. Ugh. And Dave is saying, why not? What did I miss? Dave says, why not? It's a fun time. Do we need to send a car for you? Do we need to send a car for you? Oh, are you talking about the meet and greet? It's just short story of a long story. I can't be that far away right now. I have to be close by. I'm on call 24/7. There's no I'm not going anywhere right now. So it's not happening. Yeah, no, I can't make any plans like that. So yep. But I'd love to. I really would love to. I know at one point somebody was talking about doing something at the Cass Railroad Museum, and that would be fun. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Artie, you're gonna have to get a big fat head of me, carry it around on a stick and take pictures. I'm like the new Flat Stanley / Artie, who I think is still in the States. I think he was saying he was stuck in Ohio or something like that. But I didn't have a chance to click over on it. So, yeah. I know, you guys, if I show up to a meet and greet, it's going to be a last minute situation where I can actually, I wouldn't even know until the last minute And then, honestly, I think you guys are going to be like, what did we just get ourselves into? The Tallahassee train show. You know, it sounds like it's going to be a big, nice one, too. How far is Tallahassee from me? I'm trying to think. 3 hours? 2 hours? No. It's an hour and a half to get to Bushnell. So it's like 3 hours, 4 hours to get up there. Are you still planning on the details of the meet and greet, or is it still a work in progress, Sparky? Should we plan a meet and greet in Florida in 2025? What is there to see in Florida railroad related? There's not a whole lot. I mean, you got the Sugar Express down in Clewiston. There's really not a whole lot. Put me on the spot. I'm trying to think. You got the Sun Rail. It goes from just up and down the East Coast, basically from what? Melbourne? Does it go as far as Melbourne right now? Down to Miami. Really not a whole lot. It really isn't. There's the Seminole Gulf. Yeah. It's like we have a little railroad museum around the corner from us in Plant City. And I mean, that's kind of cool for all of about, I mean, when you live like 15, 20 minutes away from it, it's really cool. But to have people come down here and be like, that's it? In October, we have the NMRA convention in Plant City. That's like a few days long. But again, that's NMRA. At Tallahassee, I haven't been there in a very long time. There are a lot of railroads in Florida. There are. There's a lot of rail yards around here too. I ended up one night with Rick. We were on Google Earth and we were going through my area, and like Tampa, you got the Yeoman Yard and all that kind of stuff. And you have a lot of stuff, but I'm just like, as far as attention, like there's no excursions. You've got Parrish, Florida, but that's more oriented towards the kids, the younger kids. It's not like you're going up like the Great Smoky Mountains or something like that. So there's a lot of alligators, cottonmouth, lizards. There are a lot of railroads in Florida. But yeah, I know about the trains because there's one set of tracks that's north of us. The way it runs, that we've actually gotten caught by the same dang train trying to get home, because it goes across this road, and then when you get over here, it goes across that road. Then you get over there, and then it crosses again. So yeah, there's a lot of railroads around here. So I don't know. 10-6 got to score San Francisco. Oh, are you telling me that they're catching up? Oh, I gotta look at my thing here. And every time I'm back here, I'm like in a black hole, and my phone doesn't work. My computer works, my phone won't load. I love it. Let's see. San Francisco 49ers, 10-6. Now we're still in the third quarter with 4:17 to go. Golly, I need a win. We need Brock Purdy to win. I'm tired of everybody saying he's Mr. Irrelevant. It's really grating on my nerves. Let's see. Ray says, Plant City is where you hide your toots. That's another thing that I really like when it's like colder outside, because I live between a north track and a south track. We call it the upper track and the lower track. And it's like a mile north and less than a mile south. So it's really cool because you hear the trains all the time. I open a window, even if the window's closed, the trains, you can hear them all the time. But when it's colder outside and the way the air is different, the train sounds like it's in your backyard, and it's really kind of cool. So sometimes at night when I'm having trouble sleeping, you just lay there and you can just listen to the trains. It's kind of calming. 3 out again. Darn it. What? Are we losing? No, it's still 10-6. All right. Well, so far they've got 2 field goals. So We'll see what happens. I need this win. I need this win so bad. I need it. We'll see what happens. Find your roots. Root and toots. But alrighty, you guys. Well, I will let you guys go for the night. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. Again, everybody out there, we're all going through some of it. We're being slung through the mud. I think everybody's working 80-hour weeks and getting paid for 30 hours. And nobody feels appreciated. It's crazy. Jacksonville is a big CSX yard. Yeah, we have a really big CSX yard. The Yeoman Yard in Tampa is really big. In fact, the one at the port is pretty large as well. I mean, there's a lot. And not too far from my house we've got the steel. We have a steel. It's not a mill. It's a steel works because of like melting stuff and that kind of thing. And there's a big yard there too. A lot of activity over there. So a lot of trains in here. In fact, it drives me nuts when I'm on the road because I'm going over railroad tracks multiple times on a trip, just 15 minutes from my house. And you always get, I will say, idiots because they are sitting on that track. And that Amtrak will come through at 85 miles an hour, clocked it with my car, 85 miles an hour. And they're sitting on the track like idiots. And I'm just like, dude, you need 3 feet on this side and 3 feet on that side. And you're sitting at a 4-way stop and the jack wagon's behind the track. And it's like, you got to get off of there. So, third 3 and out of the half. Okay, always good seeing you. Thanks, Lynn. Nisi, was there a bad storm close to you where you live? Because I know my grandparents were lucky to not have their house get damaged, just managed. Yeah, about a week ago, we had the cold front because you had the heat that was kind of raised, and then the cold front came through, and we had some, what do you call it? Hail. So we were kind of in a pocket, so we were pretty protected. Thanks, Russ. All right, guys, take care. Be safe. And just hang in there. Tomorrow's another day. There's always a beer. I mean, a little Mai Tai, whatever you need. So take care, everyone. Be safe. And next week, it will be on Foltz Bailey's channel. So I will look forward to seeing you guys there. And that's all I got for you. So good night. Take care. Bye.